Hi, I'm Jabaily-Blackburn, and the poem I'm sharing today, the poem I wish I had read, is Provenance by Mary Ruefle. So, for a little bit of background, there's this certain kind of poem that we call the poet at seven. And this mode of poem was first made in the late 19th century by French poet Arthur Rimbaud. Though the idea behind it is even older, maybe going back to St. Ignatius of Loyola in the 16th century, or maybe even further back than that to the Greek philosopher Aristotle in the 4th century BCE. So it's a pretty old idea with a long history. And the idea in this kind of poem is that you could look back on a poet as a child and see essentially their whole poet origin story. Even at a young age, you could already see the kinds of details that had a hold on their imagination, or, the kinds of emotions that they felt very strongly but didn't have the words for yet. So the poem I'm going to share with you, Provenance, isn't strictly a poet at seven piece. The speaker says clearly she's remembering back to the 5th grade, but it has that same feel of an origin story to me. Like, where do poets come from? And I don't mean, where are we born or who were our ancestors? I mean, how do poets happen? This is a true story. When I was in the 2nd grade, we had this assignment to make business cards for our future dream jobs. And in a class full of future, like, realtors and dancers and nurses and lawyers, I said I wanted to sell hammocks. Like, I didn't even say poet. I wanted to sell hammocks to people who wanted to relax. So I was growing up with the sense that, like, I was an outsider and maybe I just needed to get through childhood. And when I was an adult, I could just do my own thing. And now that I'm an adult in rooms that are just full of realtors and dancers and nurses and lawyers, saying you're a poet gets the same kind of reaction as saying you want to be a hammock salesperson. So this poem is for all of us who never quite fit in. It's okay, and I'm glad we're here. Provenance by Mary Ruefle. In the 5th grade, I made a horse of paper mache and painted it white and named it Aurora. We were all going to the hospital, each one with his little animal, to give to the girl who was lying on her deathbed there, whose name I can't recall. A classmate with freckles, perhaps, or such small feet, her footsteps never mattered much. I did not want to give her anything. It seemed unfair she got to ride Aurora, whom I made with my own 2 hands and took aside at birth and said, "Go," while I had to walk, perhaps for a very long time. I thought perhaps the animals would all come back together and on one day, but they never did. And so I have had to deal with wild, intractable people all my days, and have been led astray in a world of shattered moonlight and beasts and trees, where no one ever even curtsies anymore or has an understudy. So I have gone up to the little room in my face. I am making something out of a jar of freckles and a jar of glue. I hated childhood. I hate adulthood. And I love being alive. Again. Again, that was Provenance by Mary Ruefle. I hope you enjoyed it.